Oh, we are live now.
What?
It's Spooktober. It is Spooktober here in a comic book look. As you can see, the Devil Divine has come out to play once again this year. We're talking evil comics. We're talking 666, Mark of the Beast. We're talking, demons. We're talking poltergeist. We're talking ghosts. Anything that you want, it's here today. Don't worry if you see any ghosts in the background, no worries. As you can see, I got my co-host up top, Johnny Runyon. How you doing today, man?
Dude, awesome. And I'm kind of freaked out, you guys. So I last week our background was bats with snow because I totally Photoshop effed it up thinking that snow was stars. And then I was like, oh, it's snow. Well, it's South Dakota. Totally, we're gonna have snow by Halloween, right? Sure enough.
Boom. Got this. Hey, John. Hey, spoiler alert. The snow is almost gone, my man. It was 50 degrees today.
Was it, though? Because I was stuck inside all day working, so I have no idea. I did go to the comic shop, though, so I guess I had a positive indication of that. But I was so focused on the drive to the shop that I just, yeah.
Yeah, it's understandable. Well, guys, it's not just me and John today for our Spooktober. We're definitely going to be talking about the new books that came out today. Don't you worry. But as you can see right over here, I have my cool guests here. We got Rob, Zeke, and Tyler. These guys are the creators of Franklinstein, the new highly anticipated book coming out from Empire Press. So we're real excited to have these guys on. We'll get to hear a little bit about Franklinstein and who these guys are and they're a little bit about, comic history with them. So guys, thank you for coming along. Rob, thanks for joining, man. So where are you from? You from around here?
Yeah, I'm from Canton.
Awesome. So here we go, guys. We got some straight 605 creators. How about you, Zeke?
Oh yeah, I actually went to high school with Rob. Went to college at South Dakota State with Tyler, and Sioux Falls is home.
Excellent, man. I'm an SDSU guy as well, so that's pretty cool. Alums there, and then awesome work on your film festival out in Laverne every year. That's really, really cool, man. And then Tyler, thanks for joining us today, man. Are you from around here as well?
Yeah, thanks for having me. Yep, I hail just west of here from the big city of Mitchell, South Dakota.
Nice, man. You're repping that Corn Palace day.
That's right, Palace City, baby.
Excellent, dudes. Well, thank you guys so much for coming on. We really do appreciate it. So before we get right over into Franklinstein, it is New Comic Book Wednesday. I was at the shop today. I picked up my stack. John, what are you working with, man? Did you get some comics?
I did get some comics today, and I saw that we actually had a couple of commonalities, which for you guys, this is the premise of our show is we never agree on anything. So whenever we do get the same issue of something, it is like literally the unicorn.
It is.
It's a big deal. It's a big deal.
We go to the same store every week. Always go grab comics. We do not read the same types of comics. I'm much more of an indie guy. I stray away from superheroes, and I love trying out new things, and I follow creators super, super hard. Johnny is a superhero thumper and a crazy continuity guy. He follows every single storyline to the T. He knows if somebody like scratches their finger in one comic and he sees that it's not scratched, and 4 issues later he's throwing tables. So yeah, that's where we differ. But that's the 2 sections of comics, man. So I got to take these glasses off to drive me crazy. Don't worry, I'm still very devilish.
I know come out soon too.
4 episodes from now, if you're not wearing them again, you'll know who to blame.
Yeah, John will call us out. You'll see it in the message boards, man. All right, John, show us what you got. What book are you picking up?
Oh, man. All right. Well, the one on top is one I'm not going to talk about right now because you got it as well.
Okay.
So hold back on that one. But you guys, growing up, I loved the Power Rangers. I can't tell you enough. That first season was real OG life. The Green Ranger, the White Ranger, big deal. You get off of school. I was about to say you get off of work, but for me it was school. You get home, you watch that. That was the religion. I had the Megazord toys, Dragonzord toys. So when they say we're going to be putting out Power Rangers comic books and we're going to make them like super badass and take that story to that next level, I am just happy as a kid in a candy store right now. So the main Mighty Morphin Power Rangers line is fantastic. This is actually Drakon New Dawn, issue 3 of 3. So it's a mini series that really highlights Tommy as an evil warlord from an alternate dimension. So he's super mean and not nice. The first 2 issues were phenomenal, morphin phenomenal. But overall, I'm really, really, really enjoying this series so far. I haven't read this issue yet, but highly recommend checking out any of the recent Power Ranger stuff on the stands. It is bananas, and it takes your childhood to a whole new level. So
hell yeah, man. I mean, Tommy repping. At one point, we had the Black Ranger giving the intro for a comic book look 6 or 7 years ago. I mean, we run deep. So yeah, man, you're always picking up Power Rangers. I don't understand it, but that's why we love you. I'm gonna go with the first one I picked up, Stillwater #2. Chip Zdarsky is dominating anything he does. I think he's a better writer than artist even, and so this is fun getting a tale, and it's very Spooktober-tacular. And so I'm just gonna jump right into 2 other books that I caught up on. I didn't get #1 of Autumnal when it first came out, so I was able to pick up #1 and #2. Excited to catch up on this, but this looks like super dope. We got Vault. It looks scary. I'm a big Vault guy. They take chances on artists. They let these artists do exactly what they want to say, and then they put in work that is on par with the big 2. So definitely excited to crack into this. Yeah, John. Holy shit, you got the chrome cover.
Right.
You bitch, dude. That sucks. Oh,
when I look at comics, I'm like, what's gonna match my sunglasses on our radio show tonight? And I go with the chrome. So
dude, that's sick.
Right? But I'm very excited to try it out. Artwork looks fun, the colors and everything. Which, speaking of colors and bitchin' artwork, some pages that we're talking about of the project tonight are featured in our background, and there was some detail that I cannot wait to talk to you guys about the thoughts with. So definitely looking forward to that, but it just made me think of that. So
hell yeah, man. Well, that's sweet that you're picking that up. And that's a good crossover book right there. I would never think that you're going to pick that up. All right. Next up, I'm sure that you might be picking this up too. I'm pretty sure you are. 3 Jokers.
Nice.
This is #3 of 3 Jokers. I got this cover, with the classic Alan Moore, Batwoman smasher Joker, or Batgirl. But I'm super stoked to catch it up. As you guys know, I don't read a lot of superhero comics, but we got Jeff Johns. This art is absolutely amazing. Jason Foote's at Fabric. I mean, it's next level stuff. So, worth picking up. It's this Outer Worlds. They don't really explain where these 3 Jokers came from. They're not explaining anything. It's just like a cool story with the Red Hood straight murking Jokers in the face. So definitely worth checking out.
So is that a thing then, the 3 Jokers, or is that something you should be reading?
Yeah, you should be reading if you're not. It's like it's one of those black label, that are like the dark or whatever.
Totally kidding you, bro.
I was gonna say, dude. I thought I saw you pick up the last 2.
Yeah. I just want to see. Also, I got the whole deck now, you guys. They keep handing out these cards that go with it too, which are kind of fun. So I have a few duplicates, but yeah, we're getting the whole deck up in here, so it's kind of fun.
That is fun. You know us collecting nonsensical items that no one needs. I love it.
Everything.
I also got Heavy. This is #2, but I got this B cover because this looks. I mean, this is super dope. But I mean, Heavy #1 was so good that I accidentally bought it twice. If it's around here, I don't know. Yeah. I'm so dumb though, but I literally did. There's one, and then I was like, oh, I got to get Heavy. And then I was like, oh, yeah, I just bought it twice with 2 different covers. God damn it.
I do that all the time, dude. For real. It sucks. That's why I got that CLZ app on my phone now. It talks my database right to my phone. So that way I don't have to buy duplicates anymore, because I do that all the time. I can't believe I missed this issue last week. And then, it's a second printing. I'm an idiot. One time I bought 2 issues of the same Star Wars issue because they had one in my comic book full box, and I got one off the shelf.
Yeah, that's not smart, John. You got to look.
Irresponsible consumer. So that's all I got to say about that.
Oh, that's great, man. Next up, what do you got, John? I'm cracking through.
Well, let's get it. So on the Marvel side, you guys, I'm a huge X-Men fan. So this X of Swords events right now is freaking awesome. X of Swords Stasis, this is a one-shot. And it's a nice breather, too, because when it's not 1 issue a week, it's 3. So there's 3 parts to 1 story coming out on the shelf in 1 week. over 3 titles, and it's absolutely insane. So I've been able to keep up with it. It's current. Everybody's filed alphabetically. I'm very picky about that. So it's been nice, but it's been a fun series so far. X-Men is back with this creative team, and it just takes the right creative team. And you guys know this too with the projects that you've been working on together at Empire, is it just takes the right team to make a project happen, right? And I've read several iterations of X-Men that just suck. Like it just falls flat. Like I'm like, why did I read this? And so I don't know. It takes the right chemistry, and I think we got it going on right now with the recent run. Yeah. You want me to do another one?
Header.
What was it?
I said I know you love the header of all those books as well.
Hate that crap. Oh yeah. Also for Empire Comics, I'm a huge fan of real estate on covers, and this stupid ass header is on every single issue, and it covers up beautiful artwork, and I hate that.
Yeah.
Hate that. So I definitely like your cover is featured in the background here. Love that. It's very clean. It's very straight to the point. I hate advertising on the cover. Hate. So, and then another fun one from Marvel Comics right now, you guys, Strange Academy. So this is featuring complete nonsense, different mystical characters, including Doctor Strange, of course, and some of the established Marvel characters like Scarlet Witch, Doctor Strange, etc., are faculty at this establishment, and then these are the students. And it is the funniest thing I've ever read. So I am thoroughly entertained by that. It's been fun.
Yeah, that's a cool concept. I mean, I haven't heard of that, so that's pretty dope. Next up, I got The Unkindness of Ravens, book from Boom. This is issue number 2. The first one was pretty good. I think I gave it like 4 out of 6 beers, so it was enough for me to keep going on this. And we'll see where it goes. You know, teen book, spooky, but still like I would say like young adult-ish. Still fun.
Totally. DC Comics continues to delight Batman Detective Comics, and we are on issue 1029. So Empire, as you guys continue crushing it and rocking that success, like just seeing Robot Dance Club issue number 3 made me so happy because a lot of the big names like Marvel and DC, we've just been seeing a few reboots here and there where everything's number 1 every other week, and that is the most annoying thing to me as a collector. Tom doesn't care as much. I freaking hate it. But having an issue 1029 is something that says, hey, as a collector, you have a slice of Batman Detective Comics pie. So I've issued 934 through 1029. That blows my mind. But having an issue 1 every other week, kind of, I don't know, it's just a detractor for me. So that makes some of your series.
Franklinstein better go for like 1,000 issues. I mean, you guys got stories to tell.
High here.
We can do.
Yeah. It's just it's gonna become the story of our lives soon. It's gonna be fine.
It's gonna be fine. Yes. Oh, that's awesome. Tom, you got more books? You want me to?
Yeah, I do. I got. I'll go with my last 2, or I got a couple other ones, I think, but I'll knock 2 out. Dead Body Road. It's totally a crime story. I just really like Justin Jordan's writing, but it's a crime story that I should have just waited for the trade. It's much better read in trade form. Every time I get into this, I'm like, oh, where am I at? I have to grab like the last issue. I flip through it quick and I'm like, oh yeah, this is amazing. And then I jump into it. But yeah, so really good. But yeah, pick it up on the trade and it's going to be even better. And then my favorite comic, boys, we wait all the time for this.
Yep.
Lazarus Risen, and it has risen. This is my favorite comic book that comes out, Lazarus. You know, all the families are battling Carlisle against all the. I mean, if you don't know where it is, you got to pick it up. Greg Rucka, I think this is going to be his life's work when it's all said and done. It's amazing. Yeah, Michael Lark on art, and you know, this is the team that did it all. If you guys remember, they started together on Gotham Central with Ed Brubaker a long time ago, telling crime stories in Gotham, and now because they became such a pair, they've really hit the mark on this one of the best comics coming out. So yes, super stoked to get into that. And then I read a few comics, John, so I'm going to bang through those quick. I read The Last God. I've never heard of it. It's a one-shot. Apparently it's like a new high fantasy dark horror book from DC. This one-shot was good, but I just don't know any of the characters, don't know anything that's going on. Still going to check it out. Thinking about, at least hooplaying the first series that came out and seeing where it's at. I'll give that 5 out of 6 beers. Then we got Bliss, number 4, I think. We are past where the guy has been, killing and being an assassin. And then he takes his drug Bliss so he can go live with his family. He gets these gods control his life, and he's been assigned to kill his family. He's stopping that, and it's getting into some weirder, cooler stuff. Worth checking out. I'd give that 3 out of 6 beers. Nothing special, but it's turning a corner. Hopefully the next one's even better. And then Department of Truth. This is supposed to be this conspiracy book by James Tinian, and I think this is really it's just cool. It takes the Santa Claus concept of if you believe in Santa Claus, then Santa Claus is more powerful. But it takes that with conspiracies. So it's if you believe in QAnon and Pizzagate, Hillary Clinton is drinking the blood of children. And it's absolutely crazy, and I love it. And it plays on all of those conspiracies that people just go crazy for. But comic book form, this great comic book.
Yeah, cool. All
right, so on this one, 6 out of 6 beers.
6 out of 6.
Oh, wow.
Last 2 for me on the new stack, Star Wars Dr. Aphra. So Dr. Aphra is kind of a newer character, and the series used to feature 2 homicidal droids, evil versions of C-3PO and R2-D2 that were just downright hilarious and brilliant. So I really, really miss them because they're not in this particular run. This one's been a little slow. Looking forward to reading it, though, and I'm just hoping those 2 evil droids pop in the end page of the last issue or something to be continued to get me re-excited. And then also, you guys, on the seasonal front, I'm an idiot and I totally missed this. DC Comics, The Doomed and the Damned. It's an 80-pager, just various Halloween featured or focused stories with the DC characters. I love holiday things. So Empire Comics, if you ever do holiday themed stuff, if Robot Dance Club does a Yuletide set, DJ set, music, the works, that would be awesome. Franklinstein hits it up for Valentine's Day, whatever the case is. I'm just throwing ideas out there. I love seasonal appeal.
Ben's always looking for love, so
yes!
we won't rule it out.
Yes, that is awesome. One book I did read really quick. A friend of Sioux Falls for sure, SuperCon, Elliot Rahal, had a chance to stop by. And Tom, correct me if I'm wrong. I believe I got this at SpringCon or the DayCon that was done at West Mall 7. Return to Whisper was actually a lot of fun. I thoroughly enjoyed it. A total 6 out of 6 beers for me because it makes me think of Stranger Things and just kind of the kids, and then they grow up, if not it. Just kind of that group of friends coming back together from a childhood situation. And it's just a lot of fun. And I was like, dude, I just got to this now. I'm busting through my back issues, and I freaking love it. So, yeah.
Dude, oh, you finally read that, man. Yeah, that series is really good. There's a few other comics that are good in it for sure.
So dude, love that. But enough about
exactly, man. I'm sorry that we wasted your time for so long.
Yeah.
What was the comic before we get into reason we're all here? What was the comic that you guys pushed to the side right away because you said you both bought it?
Yeah. Tom, that's the
Autumnal from Vault.
Yeah. That was the one that you both had?
Yeah.
Because there was another big release today that I feel like you didn't talk about.
Uh-oh. Oh, yeah. Yep.
You picked it up, dude. Oh, man, I know. The Wednesday Comics guys were gushing. What is the deal with the $15 price tag on the $9 book, though? Huh? You guys see that?
No comment. Yeah.
I thought that was a load of crap because honestly, I was going to pick it up, but I was like, man, I already have my freaking stack was $50 today. And if I push much more than that, the old ball and chain, my wife, Jenna, she's not always exactly stoked about that. And she's not stoked about me calling her the ball and chain either. But anyway. No, that's sweet. What else did you get over there, Tyler? Let's see this stack, man. Go through them, man.
Well, a little something different from Vault Vintage. We grabbed the issue 1 variant cover of Giga.
Nice. I saw that. I love that. I flipped through it and I didn't pull the trigger on it. So is that a new series coming out? I'm not familiar with Giga.
Yeah, I believe they've got 3 issues out right now.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's something kind of neat. It's a little bit different twist. Probably worth checking out.
Yeah, totally.
We got another. We'll stick with the Vault theme. We got a throwback, a little classic.
Yeah.
Volume 1.
I think I got it sitting right over here too. I love that book, man.
And then new today, here, Zeke, you want to do that one?
Tyler picked up all 3 of the Canto 2s.
Nice. That's that. What's the writer? Blue or can't remember.
Boer, Zucker, Sevi, Astone, and World.
That's awesome. Yeah, I saw that. I didn't pick that up either. Great pickups, man. I love that. So do you go and pick up comics on Wednesday on a normal basis?
I do.
Excellent.
Today was his first day.
Oh, Tyler, welcome to the club, my man. Welcome to the club. It's an addiction, and but it's a good one. It's better than heroin, I assure you.
Add it to the list.
Add it to the list. Yeah, we usually do a couple of digital comics every once in a while.
Sure.
Those are easier for me to kind of pick up and use. I got a couple of the titles that you guys picked up with Heavy. So
you brought Heavy too. That's excellent, man. Very cool. Sweet, dude. So Zeke, you said you pick up comics on a regular basis. So both, let's go down the line. Rob, Tyler, and Zeke, what are your guys's, when did you start reading comics? Do you currently read comics or do you not? I mean, a lot of times I've interviewed creators that don't read comics at all, and sometimes they make really, really interesting comic books. So I'd love to hear the litany of what your guys' history is with comics.
Sure. Well, I definitely fall on the latter there. I don't read regularly. I'm more of a graphic novel kind of guy. I read the big ones, V for Vendetta, Watchmen, that kind of thing. But I don't regularly pick up comics and read them.
Sure. So
I do enjoy them.
Where do you get your storytelling from, then, Rob?
It's a good question. So, the old imagination, man.
He's just a twisted individual.
Yeah, just a weirdo.
Excellent. That's what I like to hear. Life experiences, then.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I buy a lot of comics, a lot of graphic novels, especially in areas that I feel like I have stories to tell. I want to make sure that I'm not taking ideas from somewhere else. And so I like same with films that I'm writing or films that I'm working on. I want to make sure that I'm not stealing someone else's ideas because I don't like it when someone steals mine.
Yeah.
So just kind of more than anything else, watching my back on that. And really, I find a lot of great content that I enjoy and a lot of new creators that I want to follow from that.
Yeah, no,
I'd say I fall probably somewhere in between the two. I like, kind of like Rob said, you do your big ones, the Watchmen, some of the Frank Miller stuff. I mean, you've got to, I think in order to enjoy the art form, you've got to be familiar with those graphic novels. I like some of the some of the Marvel stuff. Enjoy X-Men, especially some of the classic X-Men. One of the things that drives me nuts with comics books sometimes is the continuity does get all over the place. That turns me out a little bit. So I've been jumping in a little bit more to the indie side of things, and that's where I've kind of picked up a lot of different copies of that here recently. Been kind of going down that rabbit hole. That's been really fun. There's some really interesting stories, some really cool art. It's done a little bit different. You're not exactly for sure what you're going to see, and that's been really cool. Really cool.
And finding styles, especially with the talent like Mikey that we're dealing with now, to be able to look at something and be like, I don't do a great job of explaining things all the time, but I can show like, hey, Mikey, check this out. I want to do something like that.
That's awesome. Very cool. And so, as you guys now written this book, Franklinstein, how does that relationship come together? Have you guys been friends for a long time? Did you get together just because you guys are writers? Give us the rundown on the start, on the origin.
A little bit of both. These guys are kind of just stuck with me in different ways. Rob and I go back to high school. Tyler and I go back to college. We were history majors together. Rob has worked on a lot of the TV shows and films that I've been a part of over the years, and Tyler's worked on a couple of them too. And with Franklinstein, like I've written dozens of scripts like for TV and film that just kind of get piled up, and I don't have a writing agent, and independent film isn't something where you crank through a dozen in a year. And Rob came to me about 9 years ago, almost maybe 10 years ago, Thanksgiving. And he had this idea for Franklinstein, like what if Ben Franklin raised an army of the dead to fight off the British. And it was something we joked about for several years. And then it
probably about 5 years before we got serious about it, maybe.
And then it became like this 8-page story that was just kind of like a fun thing we added to the stack. And then we got to talking and we brought Tyler in, and COVID hit, and we just kind of decided, you know what, why don't we make a run at this? And so
I'm incredibly less patient than these guys are. So they sat down for 9 years and like discuss this thing. And I said, hey, I said, hey, if this is a story you want to tell, let's find a way to tell it.
6 months later, we have 4 issues.
6 months later, we have 150 pages over 4 issues, and here we are.
Sometimes you need that push. Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure. And I mean, and it has been like, I don't know what we would have done. Like for me specifically, I don't know how the last 6 months would have gone if we hadn't had Franklinstein to work on. Like it has been a grounding force through COVID, just something to focus on. So,
man, you need to write on something. That's great that you guys are finding that.
Yeah.
Excellent. So we got Franklinstein. Break us down. What is it? I mean, of course, it's the classic mashup. You just gave it to it. He's raising a team of dead. But, I mean, right. The best mashups are also always excellent, funny, and then I think this one is extremely clever, right? So then you got Franklinstein, play on the name, but then at the same time you get this old world feel. You get the super old timey stuff. It's very of a certain time, and you get to take it all the way back, tell this story without the period piece. I think it's pretty cool. So kind of give us a kind of synopsis of why somebody should pick this comic up when they see it on the stand.
This is the kind of comic that I'm thrilled to be a part of it, because if I saw this on the stand, I would pick it up. I wouldn't open it. I'd just buy it, take it home and read it. And I mean, I think all three of us overlap with history. Like, this is just a fun twist on a classic story. And what's a founding father to do? Like, how do we fix this? So
yeah, how do you go up against the most powerful empire in the history of the world? How does this ragtag group of colonies and rebels go up? How do they do this? How do they actually do it? And we're gonna take everybody on a little bit of a journey through really just an incredible time period in the world. We're gonna tell a story. We're gonna put a twist on it. Hopefully, make it fun, but yet also kicking some ties to some actual history, true people, true events.
Yeah.
And we think that's cool. We think that's going to be a fun journey to go on.
A lot of fun things thrown in there too that you'll see if you read it.
Yeah, some ties to folklore.
Yep.
Yeah. It's a pretty cool journey.
Yeah.
Excellent. So I do know that reading comics can be like writing comics can be hard, but even harder than writing comics is getting your comic to be printed, to be out there, to find an artist, to take the time to draw each one of those panels and spend, days and days and days doing that. A lot of times, even if you have the best story, that can be the hardest part. So kind of give us a rundown of how you got with Empire Comics, how it went from, how you guys chose to do an actual physical version than, say, trying to put out a web comic or something on your own.
Sure. Well, I mean, we were very fortunate, not only to be able to work with each other, but to run into Mikey and Brian through Empire. I'd been shopping around another graphic novel I'd written for 8 years, and no one was looking my way.
Yeah.
And through a mutual friend, I heard that he was working on a comic, and I was just like, hey, I'd love to take a look at it. And I did a shoot for him, and he was like, and I followed up. I was like, can I take a look at that comic? When's it come out? And he said, it's not ready yet, but they're looking for content. You should ask them if they're looking for content that you have. And so I reached out and tracked him down, and we had a beer, and it just worked out. Like, I had several titles that were written and ready to go, and Brian and Mikey didn't hesitate. They just said yes. And for whatever reason, Franklinstein, like, the title kind of sells itself.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping that continues. And so I called Rob up and said, hey man, we got a deal. Let's run. And then Tyler jumped on, and Mikey, for whatever reason, didn't kick us out of the boat, and we're able to play in the sandbox a little bit longer.
Oh wow,
we got really lucky meeting up with Mikey.
Yeah,
and
he's amazing.
We were able to put the words on paper and come up with what we hope is an intelligent, followable story. But Mikey brought it to life.
Oh yeah, I mean, absolutely. Yeah,
he brought this thing to life.
Killed it.
His vision matched up with our vision, and that's really where the true magic, where the storyteller and the artist can come together and kind of create this world. It was a fun experience.
It was a lot of fun, and I think it helped Mikey too, that all of the characters in the story are based on historical figures. So he didn't have to reinvent the wheel. Like, they all have portraits and caricatures that exist historically that we can recreate those, and we don't have to say like, this is this person, this is the year. It's just like, all right, that's Ben Franklin. Let's move on.
Exactly. You can find some reference material.
Yep. Yeah, there's a few.
Yeah. Well, very cool. So
I wanted to I had kind of a random question for you guys. Looking at some of these beautiful pages in the background, and I had a chance to thumb through them because I was kind of picking the ones that jumped out at me. What is the process for what we're looking at here in the background? So you're writing, and you send your ideas, to the artist. So Mikey in this case. How does that turn into that? So like, does he send you a draft of here's what I'm thinking and you say yay or nay? Or what is the process like that for that? Because I've always wondered, what is the working relationship between a creator and writer? How much interaction is there? Or is it, here's the writing, do your thing?
So I think it's going to be different for every writer-artist collaboration.
Yeah, we've learned a lot. Yeah, actually from how we started with issue 1 to where we're going with issue 2, 3, and 4 has already started to morph.
Yeah, and they've been very gracious to us. Like, we write all of our scripts in a TV pilot format, and so our descriptions of scenes are pretty specific. Yep. And then Mikey does his take on it, and then he shows us a thumbnail, and it's kind of like in a sketch format, so it's not completed and inked. It's like, how does this feel for what you had envisioned? Most of the time, it's just complicated scenes that he'll do that on, and the rest of it is it's pretty straightforward, laid out on the page. Here's what's happening. Here's what's going on, and then what you're looking at is it's basically Mikey being a cinematographer for our TV show. Yep. He's bringing it to life in his way, and we're trusting that vision because like he's doing a real bang up job.
He is. And then there are some times when we want something specific, and we'll tell them that,
Yeah.
They'll oblige us. Generally.
Always. Yeah.
Sorry, always.
That's awesome. And I guess one page that stood out to me, and I don't think that we can necessarily see it on here. There was a page with a raven that was very prominent in issue, I think it was issue 1, were the pictures that we were looking through. And that one just really popped out at me. So was that a decision then that you were like, I want to see that in there, or was that something that Mikey just ran with it, and you were like, that looks cool? Just because I really, it just popped out at me, that, and then there's a page with cobblestone that's very, very pronounced and gorgeous. So things like that, those details.
That's Mikey. That's Mikey's genius.
Yeah, Mikey's genius. Like, he went through and did a lot of research in the Times, and we did a lot of Google share documents on what it was looking like. But he had street questions that he would reach out for, and a lot of it came down to like what Europe looked like at the time and what the colonies we think we would look like at the time. But we wanted to kind of bring some sound effects to life with it too, on what the reader would hear while they were looking through it. And a lot of that cobblestone is going to be the hoofbeats and the wheels on it that you're going to, like, if you're in a hurry, that's what you want to hear on a show. And so that's why he put it into the pages.
It just gives it a little bit of texture.
Yep.
As you're looking at those. And it's in black and white, and we think that, and that's sort of on purpose.
Yeah.
We think that kind of ties it back to the period piece and makes it a little bit more historical.
Yeah.
It allowed him to do some awesome things with shading.
Yeah.
And just really, I mean, it's all hand drawn, all hand inked. I mean, it's a work of art on his part.
Really outdid himself. Yeah.
That's awesome. And my final question for you guys: how excited are you to see this come to fruition?
Very.
6 out of 6 beers.
Yeah.
Quick learner.
Yeah. Pretty incredible.
These guys said it at the start, for what did we say, 8 years?
Yeah.
8-9 years. They've talked about this idea and kind of had it fleshed out in different different forms. They were dumb enough to bring me in. No one could figure out why, but we were able to get through. I mean, it's exciting. I think it's really exciting for us
to have something come from your mind.
Yeah. We hope people like it. We hope it's a compelling story. No matter what, we're glad it's out of our head and on paper, and then we'll get it out there for the public to look at.
Yeah, it's been a dream come true. Not just like the writing process to get it written was an achievement. And then to be able to see what Mikey did with it and to have Brian released through Empire has been really, really cool. It's more than we hoped for when we started.
Yeah, I think that's really that's actually a really good point. Obviously Empire, it's a South Dakota Sioux Falls press. And that's that's a cool thing to be part of. We're by their second release after Robot Dance Club. So it's really cool for 3 South Dakota boys to be able to be part of a South Dakota-based business and have it all come out during COVID.
Yeah.
It's
Halloween.
And coming out on Halloween. Yeah.
Yeah. So when is it released from the printers? When am I going to be able to go to Total Drag or Rainbow Comics or wherever and pick up my physical copy?
You will for sure be able to do it Saturday morning.
Yeah.
There's an outside chance Friday evening, afternoon that you'll be able to do it, but for sure Halloween morning you're going to be able to have a tangible copy in your hands.
Well, I can't wait. I'll be there at the shop to go pick it up.
Awesome.
Thanks, and if you go out to EmpireComicPress.com, there's a list of everywhere where it will be physical copies will be for sale, or you can buy off the website.
Yeah, and Comixology release is soon. We don't have a date on that whenever they release it, but it is impending.
Yeah, we're hoping within the next couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Excellent. That's really cool. Yeah, that'll touch on Comixology, especially right after Halloween with that. Your guys' title. So that's perfect, man. I hope nothing but the success. We want our 605 fellow nerds and storytellers to do well. We want to support all of the storytellers around here. Like John said, he has a big backlog. That is a huge backlog, 400 comics actually, and I'm pretty sure he's read like 100 in this last couple weeks. So we consume media at a diet that is unsatiable. So we are really excited for this as well, and we will be excited for the other 3 issues, and then whatever else you guys have in store for us.
Really appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.
And then if you guys got anything else, definitely let us know. What else? Where can we find you? Where can people be checking out your future projects and all that kind of stuff?
So we can just run down the list here. Like we can start with Tyler.
Perfect.
Yeah, you can find me on Instagram at tlate727.
My Instagram is probably the easiest way to track me down. It's ZA Hansen, and IMDb has like working titles for films and TV shows I'm working on. We have a short list of what we're working on for titles with Empire other than Franklinstein. So we hope that the next few months are pretty busy.
I'm behind on the times. You'll have to get me on Facebook, Rob Lehman from Canton. Best I can do for you.
That's perfect, man.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
But Rob, you gotta figure it out. I mean, once, you got Hollywood, and you got ladies nonstop, ringing up that phone. I mean, what?
I already do.
You're gonna have to figure out a handle. I mean, you got to get that Snapchat, get that TikTok.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
We're busy trying to get social media to work. Rob's out with a shovel trying to raise an army to do this work for him. So
Okay, but that's okay.
Brilliant. And then to interject here as well, just kind of bouncing off of your responses to like how excited you guys are about it, just so you know, mirroring Tom's comments, for me, like when I'm able to pick up a comic off the shelf, read it, and know that everything is from Sioux Falls, South Dakota, it gives me a lot of pride as a reader, and I trust that you have other viewers or readers as well that feel the same way. So thank you guys for all that you do in your efforts, because it is really exciting to see that you're putting Sioux Falls on the map in your creative way, and that's really cool. So thank you to you guys and to Empire Comics as well, because it's been really exciting for us to watch. We feel the same way about SuperCon, just having our own Comic Con too. So it's really cool to see the scene just really blowing up. There's multiple shows that talk about comics in Sioux Falls, which is awesome, because back in the day, it was Tom and I. Comic book look. And now we have Wednesday Comics. We have the Rainbow Show that they do live, and then they have Smash and Grab Comics as well too. So it's just so fun to see different people taking fandoms online or into people's hands and doing a really quality job with it. So thank you guys.
I mean, there's a lot of talent around, so it's nice that people are starting to notice that it's not just consumers. There are people, whether they're doing shows or making content, they're making things happen, and Sioux Falls is a very creative place. So.
Yep, absolutely. Well, we always. Oh, go ahead.
I was just saying, happy to be part of it.
We always love pushing our luck here with our guest, and so what is in a comic book look exclusive that you can get us for something coming up?
Ooh, I mean, we'll have to speak for Brian and Mikey, but we have Psycho City and we have Franklinstein 2.
Okay.
And
City.
Yeah, Psycho City Slayers is going to be we're pretty excited about that. 2021, it should be coming out.
Gnarly.
Empire's first graphic novel. So that should be fun. The teaser is on the website, but it's going to be an interesting ride.
Empire will have a digital release.
Yep.
Coming up here.
On Saturday morning. Yep. Empire does have a digital release. John Thiessen has a short that's being released Saturday morning as well, called "The Thing in the Recliner."
Awesome.
So that's brand new too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think one other spoiler. We're hoping to push issue 2 of Frankenstein out as soon as we can. And there's a lot of really good art done. And the story goes up from here.
I feel like with Franklinstein issue 1, there's a lot of setup, and you get to the top of that roller coaster, and then issue 2, 3, and 4, you find out that there are no tracks going down. It's just a free fall.
Yes.
The wild ride to the end.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, and if you keep reading it, you'll find out who eventually won the Revolutionary War.
Oh, I've been wondering.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, perfect. Well, I know that I am definitely wanting a copy, and I know that I definitely want a signed copy because I'm very picky about that. And I'm like, dude, we're in the same area code. There's no reason, no excuse.
Yeah,
are you guys going to be doing any sort of signing events anywhere?
We are working on one. We don't have a date set yet, but yes, the plan is to do several of them. We were talking to Mikey about it today, and even if we have to just, set up a table on the side of the sidewalk somewhere, we will be doing them.
Okay. Awesome. No, I'm definitely looking forward to it. And yeah, we just really appreciate you guys taking time this evening to come visit with us.
Thank you guys.
Appreciate you guys.
This has been fantastic, and the dream continues. So thank you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And we hope that you guys come back too, because you've already accepted our beer rating system. So that's a very smooth.
Yeah. As long as you leave the option to us, there's a 6 out of 6 beer chance that we want to participate again.
We just hope we're 6 out of 6 beers guess.
Yeah.
You are.
Agreed.
I don't know. 4 out of 6 for Zeke. 6 out of 6 for the other guy.
I'll go out of 6. I'll give myself a 2 out of 6.
I'll take 4 out of 6. That still gets the job done.
I'm a solid 2.
Yeah.
It's not every day we get to talk to the devils. So this is good.
Yeah. Listen up.
Awesome. All right. Well, thank you guys again so much. We did share it on our group, so definitely feel free to connect with Empire Comics. You guys get familiar. And the website one more time was empirecomicspress.com.
Empire Comic Press.
Empire Comic Press. Got it. .com. So definitely feel free to check them out. You guys, lovely group of people, and just so much talent bursting under one creative roof. And I guess we'll just shut it down. And you guys know the drill as always. John on Demand, Tom Devine, there can only be one. And of course, our awesome guest today from Empire Comics. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. And everybody knows the drill as always. What do we do in the 605? We keep it comics for sure, man. Boom. And then we stop.